Good afternoon, everybody. Please press the one if you can hear me, or just shout out, "Hey, I hear you." So I know you guys hear me. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday afternoon. I hope wherever you're at, it's warm or you're staying warm. That's what I hope, because I know a lot of people are in places where it's cold, cold, cold. Hey, Anonymous Legion, good to see you, sweetheart. My Sally's here. I'm glad to see you, Sally. I know this is a little later in the evening, but I'm glad to see you in here. And Bambi, there's my Bambi, and hopefully I'll get some more people other than just three of y'all, because I scheduled this for. Oh, here we go. My numbers are moving a little bit now. I was beginning to get worried because I did schedule this for ahead of time. Hey, Finn. And the only thing is I worry about scheduling these ahead of time. And there's a few people that kind of know what worries me about scheduling them ahead of time. So I'm glad I'm up to snuff and feeling like doing this. Hey, Maureen, good to see you, sweetheart. Tom Sheehy, good to see you too, my darling. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I was thinking about, you know, what what am I going to talk about? Oh, Anonymous Legion, I sent you and Chris an email. Please have a look. Okay, I've been so busy, with everything going on. I hadn't even checked my email in a couple of days, Anonymous Legion. I will look. I will look and get back to you. Hey, Jersey girl, good to see you, sweetheart. Like I was saying, I was trying to think, what am I going to talk about, today, because everybody else is pretty much, got the drama covered, unless there's something drama you guys want me to address and you guys can type it in the chat, I'll be glad to. But I feel like there are other people that have got all of that covered. But like I say, I will if I have to, bring it up if I have to. Hey, Tatone, good to see you, sweetheart. Good to see you. So I thought, because I've been working on this case, and I know I've mentioned it to a few of you guys, and I know some of you may have heard about it or some may not. It's an old case. It's over 50 years old, and it's Dr. Jeffrey McDonald. He was in the military, Green Berets at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. In fact, this is where it happened at. It's a case that is, all my life around the dinner table, I would hear the adults arguing over guilt or innocence, guilt or innocence. And, I had a couple of my uncles that swore McDonald was innocent. This is one of the most litigated cases in the history of litigating cases. And it's back and forth, in and out of court, in and out of court. And he's still in prison. And yeah, so I thought maybe I would talk a little bit about him today, because I want to get into his life before all of that went so suddenly wrong. People have are kids, and you don't never know when somebody's going to do something like that. But he was Dr. Jeffrey McDonald was born in Jamaica, Queens, New York in 1943. And his family wasn't really, they weren't well off or nothing. They were very hardworking people. And he did really, really good in school. If he hadn't had the grades he had, he might not have been able to get into medical school in all the way he did. Hey, Soto, good to see you. Good to see you. He went to Patchogue High School, and he was on the student council, class president, voted most popular, prom king. I mean, all of that. And he had met his wife Colette, and they dated. She was a little bit younger. Hey, Minnie, good to see you. Colette was a little bit younger, and they dated in middle school and like in the eighth grade or whatever. And he dated other girls and things like that. And they kind of parted ways and didn't see each other for whatever amount of time, because it was just a teenage thing. And back in the 60s, it was 19, probably in the late 60s and all, early late 50s, early 60s. Girls were expected, you either went to college to be a teacher, a nurse, a secretary was the big thing, or you got married. So she took off to Saratoga to go to school to be, I think she was going for the secretarial school, as a matter of fact. Hey, Promsky, good to see you, sweetheart. And she, had started going to secretarial school, and he got a scholarship to go to Princeton. He had wanted to be a thoracic surgeon. So he, gets to, starts going to school. He had got a 3-year scholarship. His grades were so good to go to Princeton. And so he did his pre-med there, and this was 1962. So you got to figure, those are the times I really, like looking back on. I've said I like the show Mad Men because I like how old fashioned, the men went out and worked, mama stayed home. And him and his girlfriend, he had dated a girl named Penny for a couple of years, and they broke up, by his second year in pre-med, they had broken up. And so when they broke up, of course, he went home for a weekend and he resumed his affair, rekindled his relationship with Colette. And so what do you think happened in rekindling that relationship? Boom. He got her pregnant. And hold that thought. Hey, Stephen Riviera, how you doing, sweetheart? Jersey girl, my mini 560. I'm getting to see people I hadn't seen in a while. Yes, Tatone, I love Mad Men. I think I've watched it, from season 1 all the way through, but it seems like every time I watch it, I catch something I missed. And Don Draper was the biggest dog I've ever seen. Yeah, yeah, she got knocked up when they rekindled their relationship. Sally, she got pregnant, so that threw a monkey wrench kind of in everything, and she quit school, and they got married. She was a freshman. She went to Skidmore College in Saratoga Springs, and Colette, by all accounts, she was shy and timid, and which was perfect for somebody like Jeffrey, because she could put all her energy behind him, because that him being a military man, going to school for pre-med, and like I say, back in them times, the women, it was look pretty and keep your house clean and keep your youngins clean, and yeah, and keep dinner on the table and keep yourself looking good, and not complain too much when the husband come home. Be standing there at the door ready to hand him his dinner and a beer, and that's just how it was. So he got her pregnant, and they ended up getting married, and he just thought, he viewed himself as her protector, I think, too. In a lot of ways, her being shy, I think he saw himself, because like I say, they spent weekends together, and he was still dating other girls. And when he found that out, that he had gotten her pregnant in August of 1963, that was just boom, boom. And that was with their first daughter, Kimberly Catherine was her name, the firstborn, almost Kimberly Catherine. And she was born on April 18th, 1964. So that was really cutting it close. But yeah, and they had a decent sized wedding. They had not real big, over 100 people probably. I think I read, but yeah, and then he went back to school, pre med, and he graduated in '68, and they relocated to New Jersey, so he could complete his internship at Columbia Presbyterian, and you know that's where he was wanting to specialize in thoracic surgery. You know, hey guys, hate to ask, but this, what they say, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. If you guys want to tip me or whatever, I have Cash App or Venmo. I would really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh yes, Stephen Riviera. Not oh, you were born in '85. I was about to say, look at it and say 65 and go, wow, you were you were born before me. My birthday is Friday. My birthday is Friday. But anyway, yeah, you're 11 years younger than me. Oops, it makes me old. Hey, Lisa, good to see you. Good to see you. I've been talking about the Jeffrey McDonald case. I think about everybody's probably heard of that case, but I figured there's going to be a lot to talk about with him. So this is just going to be part 1, where I'm glossing over his life in the early years of his marriage, before his wife and daughters were you know, snuffed out, you know. It just, like I said, a lot of people have, opinions about it. And the evidence just, like I say, is one of the most highly litigated cases in the history. And if too bad he can't get the he can't ever qualify for compassionate release either, because his case come in after that law was changed or whatever, which I'll get into that with you guys later on. But yeah, Dr. Jeffrey McDonald, Jersey girl, Fort Bragg, North Carolina. There's a lot of information on it. You could pretty much follow along behind me. He was a Army Green Beret, Captain Jeffrey McDonald, and yeah, there's so much information on this case. It's been litigated so much, but yeah, um he did that, and at the completion of his internship, they vacation. He took her on an Aruba trip, and then joined the Army. He joined the Army and was and not commissioned in 1969, and sent to Fort Sam Houston to undergo 6 weeks of his physician's training. Anybody, yes, I'll get to fatal vision in a minute, Sally. I'm working my way up to all of that, because, like I say, I'm going to be doing probably 4 or 5 Jeffrey McDonald shows, because there are so much. The Army really, oh my God, they botched the whole investigation. It was a trip. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, he signed up, and was a commissioned officer in the Army, and he went to Sam Houston. Like I was saying, if you go in the Army, anybody that's going in the Army, if you're going to do anything in the medical field, nursing, first, whatever it may be, you're sent to Fort Sam Houston. That's one of the places they used to send people for the medical part. It used to be they used to send them to Fort Drum too, but I'm not too sure about that. But yeah, so he they get married, they go to to baby and all, and they go to Aruba after he finishes med school. And they're just a normal family. He's a normal military man. She's the wife, staying at home taking care of the baby number one. And she had committed to living the military life, because anybody that knows anything at all about the military life is, you move around a lot, but you stay at home as a military wife. You stay at home, and then when he gets orders to go off somewhere, you have to pack up the house and be ready to go. And you spend a lot of time at home all by yourself. Especially, I don't know how much he would have been moved around being an officer and being, he was a doctor. But if stuff would have really broke out big time, and it was, that was the height of Vietnam, I was kind of shocked he didn't go. Honestly, that he wasn't sent. But back then, if you were going to college and certain things, you could get deferred, and you could get, Yes, Sally, I can't play that movie. Yes, yes. And there are several YouTube interviews with him, and his affect and all the way he tells it so matter of fact. I don't think I've ever seen the man shed a tear, and he just makes my skin crawl. He scares me. Yes, 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 yep. Fort Bragg, North Carolina. I grew up 30 minutes from there. I know Fort Bragg like the back of my hand, like the back of my hand. But yeah, yeah, Fort Bragg, North Carolina. And up until, I'll get into this too, up until probably the early 2000s, his house on military posts was still there. It was just boarded up. And this reporter, I bought her book and read her story, wrote a story about what it felt like. They let her go in there one last time before they tore it down. But yeah, so okay, he gets orders, and they go to the Fort Sam Houston, and he gets all his training, and then he was assigned to Fort Benning, Georgia. So he was in Fort Benning, Georgia, where because that's where they send you to get your jump. You can be sent to Fort Eustis, Virginia, or Fort Benning, Georgia. He wanted to get his paratrooper patch, because you get that paratrooper patch and you can make a little extra money too. So he went to Fort Benning and completed his paratrooper training because that's part of being in the Green Berets and all too. And because they didn't know, they thought he thought, he joined knowing he might be sent to Vietnam. And he later learned that, he later learned as a Green Beret doctor, though he'd be less likely, and that's to be sent over there, with his rank and all of that. And by 1970, he had moved up the ranks and got his captain, and he was planning to study advanced medical training at Yale. He was going to go to Yale after he got out of serving his tour of duty. He was going to go to Yale. He had, big plans. Yeah, yep. Like Sally was saying, and I'll go ahead and go into this if any of you guys want to read it. Fatal Vision by Joe McGinnis. Now, Joe McGinnis was his biggest. Ask yourself this: Joe McGinnis was his biggest supporter until he wrote that book. And there's a lot of interviews with Joe McGinnis too. The minute and that Lifetime movie Fatal Vision is even here on YouTube. If you guys want to watch that, we'll discuss that next time too. We, like I say, we got a lot about McDonald we can discuss. But yeah, Joe McGinnis was his biggest fan, like I was saying, until he started working on that book and got all that evidence and was reading all that evidence. And then he's, started talking to people, started reading this, and it's like, oh my goodness, this guy, this guy's guilty. His father-in-law, Mr. Kassab, never believed he was innocent. Mr. Kassab kind of thought from the get-go. And especially, because it took him 5 or 6 years. Like I say, I'll be going into all of this other stuff. But he went on Phil Donahue. He moved to Dr. McDonald went on Phil Donahue. He moved to California, got a younger girlfriend living with him. And this really pissed off Mr. Kassab, Colette's stepfather. It really, 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 really pissed him off. He's like, here Colette and the girls are, and the baby, she was pregnant with a little boy when this happened. And, her name in the cemetery in New York where she's buried at, she's buried under her maiden name, Stevenson. Her father and her stepfather would not let her even be buried with that last name. Yeah, Minnie, say anything you want to say, because, like I say, growing up in North Carolina, this was a topic around the dinner table. Because I had an uncle that believed in his innocence, and boy, he would get really, it would get, how it is when you're a child, and adults are having conversations around the table, and it seems like it's getting heated. Oh goodness gracious, no, no, no. Stephen Riviera, me and Common Sense back a while back on FBS. He was on FBS's or somewhere. I don't remember what channel. Maybe it wasn't, where he was talking about OJ. And Common Sense believes he's innocent. I was like, Common Sense, are you serious? But I'll never believe it. I mean, like I say, if he didn't do it, he knew who did it. Oh yeah, I know all about Camp Lejeune too, JJ. But the army men kind of got to me before the jarheads did. But I love Lejeune too now. Yeah, that's my home, North Carolina. Tar Heels forever. Yeah. Oh yeah, Tom Sheehy's little dog. That mm. They're like family. They're like family. I mean, I don't have dogs, but I have kitties, and my kitties were laying in the bed with me, keep me warm last night, piled up on the bed with us, and they're spoiled, so spoiled. And they get like family, and then something happens to them, and it just takes you forever to get over it. And I was looking at little French bulldogs. I want a Frenchie so bad, but I can't afford to give that kind of money for a dog. I just can't. But I would adopt one if I could come across one. If I could. Hey, Raditha. Make sure I get that right. Did I get that right, Raditha? Excuse me, my throat was getting dry. The Yorkies are cute now. They're very, very, very cute. My neighbor has a, let's see. He has a German Shepherd. He has two boxers, a pit, and a little I guess it's just Chihuahua. He's got a fluffy tail. He's little like a Chihuahua, got a fluffy tail, and he's like dark, dark, dark chocolate brown, and he's got the face like a Chihuahua, and he's a cute little booger. But he barks at everything though, and he'll bark at you like he's gonna eat you up and then take off running. Yeah, sometimes I've heard that sometimes Frenchies aren't exactly good children's dogs. But now I don't know. I guess they're like anything else. It all depends on how you treat them. Okay, so now, I gave you guys a little preview into my Jeffrey McDonald, into my plans about talking about Jeffrey McDonald. And if you guys are cool with that, then, that's the direction that I'll go. But of course, I can tie in some other stuff to the convo. We can talk about animals. In fact, I need to post a video. I've got a picture and a video of my little squirrels coming up to the door begging for peanuts. We give them peanuts in the shell. And squirrels famously are famous for forgetting where they bury things at. And so this spring, when we're doing yard work, we're going to be finding peanuts because they forget. They're famous for forgetting. Yes, it is. It is any animal. I truly believe any animal. It's all in how they're treated. I mean, if you abuse a dog, yeah, they're going to be mean. They're going to be, yeah, you cannot abuse a dog and think that, they're not going to be afraid and all of that. Exactly, Tatone. With the cats, I have their litter boxes in the basement, and I'm just not able to take the dogs, to give the dogs, walk them in all the way they deserve. I've had 3 spinal surgeries. I'm just not able to walk the dogs, and it would be very unfair for me to do that to a dog unless it's a little dog, because the little dogs don't care. They don't care. Excuse me. But yeah, they don't care nearly as much. Yeah, that chihuahuas are very, very, very cute to me. Scared of cat in the house. My cats have never scratched me really. I when they because I've had them since they were kittens, and I got them trained to where they won't scratch. And a lot, like my mom had hers when Mama was living. She had a cat. She'd have them declawed, and I'm not doing that. I'm not taking away the only way a cat has to protect himself. So I'm not, and it seems kind of cruel to me. How would you like somebody to pull out your fingernails? That's the way I think of it too. So, mm-mm. But yeah, I've kind of got friendly with the squirrel, and he likes me, and we named him Stuart. I call him Stewie. So yeah, we give him little peanuts. He's just cute. But yeah, no, I don't would never, not gonna declaw any of my cats. Because like I say, if they get out and need to go up a tree to protect themselves or whatever, that's the only way they have to tear somebody's ass up with them claws. So, but yeah, I like my cats. But like I say, if the right situation came along, I would rescue a little dog. But yeah, my neighbors on both sides, on my neighbors on the other side, they have pets too. Her name's Sheba, and we watch out for them. When they go on vacation, whatever, I go over and let them out or whatever. They're very, very good dogs. Yeah, only if they're cornered and scared. Yeah, exactly, Minnie, exactly. But our cats love us so much that they'll lay on their backs and let us pet their stomachs. And cats don't do that because they're protective of their main vital organs, and they have to trust you a lot. So yeah, I love my cats. But yeah, so what's going on MobTube? I really haven't paid that much attention the last couple of days. Anything good going on? That, and I don't want to get myself in trouble because sometimes people get irritated. People get butthurt at certain things I say, and I don't want to tick a bunch of people off. So, so yeah. I just saw the Country Music Awards. Were they on recently? I don't watch them like I used to. Oh, I see Travis Kelsey's wife's pregnant, the football player. I see she reacts to a pregnancy announcement, or maybe she's not pregnant. Wouldn't that be something if Taylor Swift got pregnant before she married, what's his name? Oh, Patrick Mahomes, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really pay football and stuff that much attention like I used to. Oh baby. Oh yeah. Yeah. McAfee, somebody. Yep. Yep. Are y'all betting on the football today? Hey, Jane Creek, good to see you. The Voodoo Dolls. Now that's hilarious. I don't care who you are. Even if he had made one about me, I wouldn't care. I'd still laugh. We have a neighborhood squirrel who used to sit on Templar's knee as he fed him. Oh, yeah, I bet that was something else, Maureen. Oh, well, that says a lot. Templar must was a good guy, and animals can tell for if they'll walk right up and like that, especially squirrels. Yeah, yeah, the Chihuahua. Yeah, my best friend has a Chihuahua who loves Bart Smith. Chihuahua's my best friend. Oh, yeah, it's cute. Hey Dixon, how are you doing? Good to see you too. Looks like I got a few people showing up. It's not like having I don't know what I would do if I had like 100 in here, but I'm content. It's like I was saying the other day. People can make fun of me and say, "Well, you only had this many in your chat." Well, I have 284 subs. I mean, even it would look funny if there were 300 people in here. And I'm telling you, I'm not buying no subs. I'm too cheap. Speaking again, I'm gonna ask one more time. If you guys want to donate to me, I have Cash App, Venmo. I would really appreciate it. But yeah, it's all fun and games till somebody gets the needle in their voodoo butt. Exactly. He cracked me up when he's like, here you go. I caught you on fire, and nobody can do it like stand up guy does. When he was catching them on fire and stuff, and he goes, here, let me put one in your ass, and here, let me stick one in your ding ding. I mean, I gotta admit it, I was cracking up. That was a good idea. I wonder how I can't remember needle to the balls. Yep. I can't remember how he came up with that, but that was funny. That was so funny. How many does he have now? Let's see. One, two. What does he have? About four? Because he did one, didn't he do one of Angel yet? And I thought Chicago Muscle. Yeah, that would be about four, right? Because I think he had a couple more, and I know he said he was ordering some. But yeah, when I went to New Orleans, I went down into French Quarter and went in this palm readers storefront thing, and I didn't, it was like 150 degrees of hell that day in New Orleans, and my oldest, I hadn't even had my youngest daughter yet, and we were just passing through. We had took a train ride. We were taking a train taking the train from Mobile, Alabama to Chicago, and what a fun trip that was. And we had like 2 hours in New Orleans to kill. And I took her down into the French Quarter, and yeah, it was so stinking hot that day. But yeah, New Orleans is quite a trip on Mardi Gras. You got, if you haven't done Mardi Gras, you got to do it. But that's for a younger person now. I could never do it now. If I was to drink like that now, it'd kill me. I'd never wake up. Never wake up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is Suge coming on tonight? I don't know. Anybody who wants to drop any channels, you can drop channels if you want to. I'm not sure if he's coming on tonight or not. I didn't get a chance to look. I didn't turn YouTube on, but a few minutes before I started doing, sort of came live. Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, he gets on a roll. I don't know how Suge does the 9 hour shows. I really don't. Because you have to like talking or whatever. I don't know, but I can't think of that much to talk about, or want to, But he does a good job. I mean, I'll give him that. He does a real good job thinking of things to talk about. But when there's so many people, I guess you don't like or that don't like you got a lot to talk about. And I'm not, I just don't want that much, negativity. I like to gossip as much as the next one, but I don't want to come up here and fight. And if I've got a problem with you, I'm coming to you. I'm not going to be talking about your family. I'm not going to be talking about your brother's nephew's dog or cat or any of that. I would just come to you and say, hey, you pissed me off. Let's talk about it. I mean, talking about families and shit. That's third grade. That yo mama is third grade. I got over that many years ago. And I'm not going to be calling anybody's family. And if you found out who I was and called mine, you'd be told, you'd get an earful real quick, because my family is not going to talk bad about me. They already know, about all this YouTube shit. I've told them. They know what goes on. So if anybody ever even called, they'd get hung up on. Yeah, Raditha, I'm subbed to you, sweetie. Sally, can you drop Raditha's channel for me? Raditha's been a sweetheart. So yeah, drop Raditha's channel. I don't want any drama either. So yeah, everybody give Raditha a sub for me. I would really, really appreciate that. Yeah, this is fun. I mean, I might not have 300 or 400 people in here listening to me, but that's better than, every minute. I mean, can you imagine having that drama and having to get up and be worried about turning your phone on of a morning, or worried about, worrying about what somebody's gonna be saying, or if somebody is gonna be harassing the people you love. I mean, it's like, come on, here, Bambi, you can. Let's see, here we go. There we go, Bambi. I forgot about that. Here we go. Now, Bambi can help drop channels if you. Thank you, Tatone. I try to be, I get it. Not everybody is my cup of tea, and I understand that. Not everybody's gonna like me. I get that. We can't all like each other. But yeah, I'm not gonna have people, coming in here and getting bullied and humiliated either. That's not my bag either. Hey, David Lopez, good to see you, sweetie. Because I've really seen people, really get tortured on here. And I always feel bad unless it's a situation like Tony Pizza, where he deserves every bit of what he gets. The things he says. But if you're just coming on here and you're minding your own business, and two, people, trying to find out your personal business and all, your personal business is, you know what, none of mine, unless you tell me. And then even then, I'm not going to broadcast it to the world. That ain't me, and people who know me will tell you that. Anything that comes my way, unless I'm told to say something, I keep my mouth shut, because that's what can get you in trouble, running your mouth. Oh yes, Finn. What's the temperature over there? Probably what about? Do y'all get a lot of snow? You probably get a little bit, right? I've always wanted to see that part of the world. I really have. Maybe one day I'll get over to that part of the world. I would love to go to all those little countries like that. It's so different from here, and so much. It always looks so much cleaner and so perfect compared in comparison to us. How we are here. Yeah, it is, Lisa. It's the best way to be on here. Is not looking for any trouble, because that's the thing. You have to be careful on here, sadly, because there are so many what I like to call trauma vultures, where they just love misery vultures, where they just feed on other people's misery. And it's like, what in the hell is wrong with you? What in the hell? Yeah, yep. I would love to go to Denmark, and I would really. My cousin, after high school, did that thing I wished I could have had the money to do, but they had a lot of money. He backpacked through Germany and Amsterdam and did all that. Yes, did all the weed cafes. Yes, trauma vultures, pain vultures. Just want any reason to be sad. If you've had trauma happen to you, they've had something happen 10 times worse. And the thing is, and you never know who to believe on here either. You never know if people are telling you the truth or if they're bullshitting you. You never know. Yeah, I know, Minnie. I know. And like I say, that's why keep to the chats I'm in. And the pirate can talk about me all day long. I could really give a shit less, because I'm better than her by leaps and bounds. I'm not getting high, and yeah, let me just not even talk about it. My grandchildren want to be around me. But hey, War, good to see you, sweetheart. How was your day today? Did you have a good day so far? staying warm up there. And I see my Soto too. Got all the good people in here. Wow, I made it up to 26 people. Good deal, Lucille. I'm glad. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming in today and joining in with me. And anybody who missed the first part of the show, I'm getting into talking about Jeffrey McDonald. And I'm probably going to make that a few shows because there is so much information about him, but I don't want to sit on here for an hour and you know, just talk about that the whole time. I like to just chill out a little bit, talk about the topic at hand, and then maybe talk about whatever comes up in chat. Has Pizza done anything crazy? I know the last time I saw him, he was hollering at a lady telling her she didn't deserve to live. One of these days, he's going to do that to somebody, and they're going to come back with a husband, and they're going to knock his ass out. I mean, I'm surprised it ain't already happened. Well, wait a minute. He's delusional. He's straight delusional. Straight delusional. And in my opinion, Fred didn't hit him hard enough. Fred should have hit him harder. I don't know why he didn't. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what? Pizza, Pizza's broke, begging for money, driving a piece of shit 30-year-old vehicle. But he's going to get everybody put in jail. He's got a big team of lawyers. Yep, I'll be waiting. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, I saw a clip of him. If somebody would drop Joey Dimes' channel, I saw that clip Joey Dimes posted where he's been high a couple of times in the last week. I saw a video. Yeah. Oh, yep. We can go to jail together. Yep. Just don't make me wash your drawers, Bambi. Don't turn me out. I ain't no good. Just ask. Hey, Maverick, I seen that football game. If you betted on it, you won. I bet. I bet you're happy. You got me. Ohio State beat Michigan. I know those. I know a bunch of those people were happy because Michigan State has made them cry. I mean, U of M's made them cry. In Ohio home a couple times crying. Yeah, yeah. Oh, and he's got people in the media. Yeah, that reporter ain't that. I could look at her and tell she won't that bright. She believes anything that Pizza says right away. She goes down a bunch of points in my book. Um, I don't even know. I don't keep up with football, but I think they played last night and lost. They played Ohio State. Nope, never mind. See, I'm telling you, I get it all mixed up because I'm not really a football person. I just listen to what hubby's saying, because now he follows it. He's on, betting on it and all this other crap. But yeah, I don't. Hey, Angela, good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for popping in and hitting the like button for me. But yeah, anyway, I'm starting to get silly now, and I'm running at almost 40 minutes, so I think I'm gonna be. Yeah, I don't follow. I get bored with football. I get really bored with it. Now, I like basketball, and you know what? The one thing about college football, I will say, is Chapel Hill got Bill Belichick, and they're not doing any better. But I never followed Carolina football anyway, and I follow basketball, but I don't follow even the basketball like I did during the Dean Smith era. Dean Smith was the man. Good guy. Good man, Dean Smith. Good man. But anyway, I think I'm going to call it a day. And like I say, if anybody wants to tip me, I have Cash App and Venmo. And I would greatly, 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 greatly appreciate it. Anything helps out a lot. I know it's around the holidays, and I know people got to buy Christmas and they're struggling. So, like I say, I appreciate it either way. And I'm gonna try not to be so long. I don't know when I'll come on again, but I'm hoping it won't be that long because I've got all of my research and stuff to get in order about my McDonald's shows. And then after my McDonald's shows, I'm hoping to do shows on the golden age of piracy. I've been doing, and the lost colony of Roanoke. I've been looking into that stuff for years, and I really like that. I like history. I like history stuff. So, and if there's anything you guys have in mind that we can discuss, let me know. I'll drop the link. I'll bring anybody on that wants to come on and chat with me or whatever, or at war maybe sometime, Bambi, whoever. But anyway, Yeah, I always wondered what happened to them. I always wondered if they moved, headed west, or and then people have speculated that the natives. So yeah, yep. But anyway, yeah, exactly, Jersey girl. I need a vacation. But yeah, anything y'all want to talk about? I love history too. True crime, true crime history, and anything in the medical field or whatever like that. But anyway, you guys have a good evening, and I'll see you guys in the next chat. And I really, really, really appreciate you guys being here. Have a good evening, everybody.